everybody to Personal FX. If you love collectibles, well, this is the place to be.
You betcha. On today's show, we're going to be talking about how to get your classic car running after long periods of inactivity. There are some simple tips, and we're going to give them to you a little bit later on.
And I know you're going to have a good time with
You
that.
betcha, you betcha.
And I.O. Haynes continues her week in Tucson, Arizona. I.O., we're in the middle of a heat wave here in New York. What's it like in Arizona?
Well, let me just say that it's only 9 o'clock here, and already it's 90 degrees. And they say it's going to get as high as 108. But that's okay, because we're going to cool down with a hot super collection of electric fans here on Personal FX.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Personal FX, the Collectibles to visit with one cool lady. I
have come inside to the shade, and you know, our super collector, like everyone else in the Southwest, has an air conditioner. But unlike everyone else in the Southwest, he has 250 electric fans that he can plug in just in case that AC breaks. We are with Dwight Schnappum. Schnapp.
Shannon.
Oh, so sorry. But thank you very much for having us in your home.
Thanks so much for coming to my house.
You're welcome. How did this fascination with electric fans start?
Well, it all started with this fan right here. This is a Westinghouse Tesla, made in 1898. And Tesla was an engineer for the Westinghouse company who was instrumental in developing AC, alternating current, for people's households.
And what drew you to this particular fan?
Well, this was the first fan I ever bought. I actually bought it at the Swamp Meet here in Tucson. I bought it for $50.
And it's worth how much today?
It's worth about $2,500.
That is a good buy. That is a very good buy. Well, we are going to come back and stay cool in here and show you some electric fans from the early 1900s.
You know, I was just looking at them. They have so much character, don't they, those old fans?
They really do. And I think that's what drew Dwight.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll check them out a little bit later on. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That's right. Well, we're fans of I.O. Haynes, so let's go out there right now. I.O., take it away.
Thank you very much. We checked. It's 95 degrees right now, and
Okay.
it's, what, 9:30? Yikes. Well, we are back with Dwight Schnapp, and he says that collecting is like something that you can't do without.
Well, absolutely. I particularly like to collect the old fans with brass blades and the heavy cast iron bases. I think the black and brass just look gorgeous together.
That's your criteria for adding a new piece into the collection.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's special about this particular fan?
Well, this is a very early fan. This is about 1903. It's made by the General Electric Company. It's called a Pancake Fan because the motor on the back is very thin.
Oh, okay.
It's a very early fan. It has the windmill-type blades on it,
That's
very
what
characteristic of turn-of-the-century fans.
Now, did this fan look like this when you got it?
No, it was quite dingy when I got it.
Oh, really?
But,
Did it look something like this one over here?
looked very much like that Bane fan right there.
Do you enjoy restoring them?
I love to.
Really?
I love to find them in this condition. I get the best price when I get them in this condition, and then I turn them into something like this.
This is just fantastic. What's so special about these?
Well, these are called Bane Fans, and they're very early, about 1911.
I'm going to turn it on while you talk.
This one's been totally restored here, and what makes it operate is the vane in the front. The wind hits those pieces, and it bounces off these bumpers down below. Very unusual fan.
Was it a gimmick, or did it actually work?
It actually worked. These fans were short-lived. They were experimental models with oscillating these type fans. So they just moved on to better oscillators. This is a fully restored model of this particular fan.
And one day you will restore the older one?
One day I will. This fan in particular is going to be donated to a museum that we're going to be opening in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, okay. A fan museum?
A fan museum, a national fan museum opening in September.
Great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, tell me about this coin-operated fan.
This is a very unusual fan, about 1915. It was used widely in hotels back in the 1920s. And what makes this fan so unusual is it's coin-op.
You put a nickel in right
The
here.
patron would actually put a nickel in and turn the dial, and the fan would give them an hour worth of breeze.
Well, it worked earlier. What do you want for a nickel, right?
Yeah.
And so it would work back then. Well, you would have to pay for your comfort even then, huh?
Absolutely. The hotel owners were very enterprising back then.
But not all hotels made you pay for your
Not all
comfort.
hotels.
Okay.
No.
But this is gorgeous also. Another fan that you restored?
It's very nice restoration.
Okay. Well, what about this little tiny one in front here, the Polar Cub fan?
Well, that's a 1920s Polar Cub fan. It was sold in 5 and dime stores. It was mass-produced, and and sold quite inexpensively. As you can see from the original box, it sold for about $5.85 back in the 20s.
Were you surprised to get the original box and the fan in such great condition?
That is so rare for something like that to happen. Who would save a box from the 1920s?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Now, this motor is the same motor that they used in the Polar Club hair dryers?
Yes, the Polar Cub company made quite a few. It was actually the A.C. Gilbert company. It was the Polar Cub line, and they made hair dryers and little fans.
Wow. And that little fan was for a desk or for a small room?
It was just a personal-sized fan, just for...
Well, this is definitely not a personal-sized fan. This is a big mama here.
That is an industrial strength fan. Yes, it certainly is.
Now, what's special about this particular industrial strength fan?
Well, it's very unusual in that it has canisters on the side of the motors, and as the motor heats up, it heats up these canisters, and there's almost like a wax-type liquid. It releases a scent, and the scent blows right out the front of this fan. So this would typically be used in a factory application or maybe a funeral parlor, or just anywhere where you wanted to clear the air.
Oh, wow. Does it still work?
Yes, it still works.
Now, what about this stand here? It doesn't look like it would actually be original to the fan.
Well, actually it is. It's a very strange transitional period. The actual grade here on the fan comes from the 50s, so it leads me to believe maybe it might have been married or a very strange fan.
Now, what about these fans here with the glass base on it?
Well, they call that acro agate, and that fan's from about 1939. This fan was a gimmick back then. You could buy different accessories with the acro agate type material. And not many of these survived because the base was glass.
Right, and you had the clock.
Had the clock. Even a hairdryer would come with a glass handle. So they used the glass in very
Now,
strange...
why do you say it was a gimmick?
Well, it was a gimmick to make you buy other pieces of the set.
Okay, that would be a gimmick, so it must have been really affordable.
It was very affordable.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for letting us cool down for at least an hour in your home.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Right.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, are those fans with the agate still affordable, or are they gone up in value a lot?
Well, they've gone up in value. A fan like this would run about $150.
And
Wow.
sold for about how much back then?
Oh, just a few dollars back in the 5 and dime stores.
Okay,
We just learned a lot. Thank you both very much. Really appreciate that.
you're welcome.
Well, I just learned years ago you went to a hotel, you had to put a nickel in order to get the fan to work.
Yeah, isn't that cool?